And here we are. Welcome, welcome. I am your Saturday night, and we're here for your Saturday art night, which is it's a pretty special time. We get together, we make art, and we have a good time. Visual descriptor for those of us who are joining in audio. I have long brown hair. I am currently wearing glasses and steel plate mail and chain mail, and I'm holding a drinking horn. We are here in my office studio, and I have these purple lights behind me and a blank canvas ready and waiting. Hey Six, how are you doing? Hey Silver Fox, how are you doing? Thank you. It is a pretty cool purple, isn't it? Oh, and it is a lovely evening. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get into some art in a little bit. Um, and it's just gonna be good. All right, it's gonna be good. First, as is the norm, we are going to finish this drinking horn, which currently is filled with a lemon, a lime, hard seltzer. Mm. And it tastes pretty good. I'm gonna say it's pretty good. Thank you so much. You know, it's a good time here, isn't it? We have the paints out. We have the paintbrushes, palette. We have all of our things, and we have this new canvas just waiting, just asking to get something put on it. And it will soon. Ooh. I hope you're having a great weekend, a lovely Saturday, and I hope you had a great week. Uh, I wasn't with you last weekend, but we are back on schedule, and you know, that's the way it goes sometimes, right? Sometimes we get together, sometimes we don't. It's all good. Too cool for school. Well, thank you very much. Hopefully this finishes up pretty quick. We're not going to spend a lot of time on the horn because we want to jump right into art. And, you know, I'm playing with a new lighting style, playing with slightly new setup, so hopefully everything looks wonderful. Please let me know how my sound is, and please let me know how you like the lighting. I've already had, you know, a couple of comments. People are liking the purple, so that is great. That puts us right into the right mood. If you have any... Back up for a second. Thank you for the emote, Silver Fox. You know, if you did anything good last weekend for Halloween, please feel free to throw it into the chat. You know, we are now into November, and the year moves ever forward. Ever forward. But that's one of the nice things once you get here. Once you get to this time of year, everything starts to really tumble one thing into the next. Great times, great moments with family, friends, wonderful holidays, wonderful things at the stores. I mean, let's be fair. Between jumping from Halloween decorations to jumping to like fall decorations in the stores, and we're already getting Christmas stuff in the stores, this is the time. Decorate your home, decorate everything, and just keep some wonderful spirit alive and continuing, right? I mean, why shouldn't we? I actually have an additional purple light over here near the canvas. I don't know if that's going to affect the way the paint looks, but we're going to find out once we get there. All right. 6 is sitting still, drinking wine. Best for you. Good. Have yourself some wine. Have yourself a good time. That's what we're here for. This is just about done, which means it's about time for me to start grabbing the brush. Once I grab the brush, we're going to go ahead and put a layer of just some base paint on here, just so that there's something already on the canvas. I already have cats getting into things that they shouldn't be. Haha. Grab a drinky? Grab a drinky! It's Saturday night, and you're here with your Saturday night, and you don't have a drinky? Grab a drinky! If you want one, if you want one. No, no pressure, but, you know, a water, a soda, a coffee, something that would be more fitting for a horn, whatever it is, just have a good time. Horn is empty, and the time is here. So, gonna accidentally knock a couple of things down. Red, please, red. Okay, we're already getting suggestions for colors. That is exactly what I like to hear. People already right there being like, let's get to the paint, right? Why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we get right to the paint? No. All right. That's what we're doing already. We're getting to the paint right now. Now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to start getting this canvas ready. I like to have you here for this. You know, I could do this beforehand, and I have sometimes, but, I mean, it reduces the amount of available surface moisture on the piece. It's better to do it right now, right while we're together. It actually looks like the lighting picks up some Naughty Kitty in the background. That's not what the lighting picks up. The lighting doesn't pick up Naughty Kitty. But it does seem to pick up some of the paint we're getting on here to prep the surface for ourselves, to ensure maximum coverage. But we're diving right into it, aren't we? That's what we're doing right now. We're diving in. Now we already have a suggestion of red. Fortunately, we're still in the prep stage. So any other suggestions that get shouted out, you know, shared with all of us. And when I prep the surface, all I'm doing is I'm taking my white here, and I'm just putting a layer of it in these long strokes back and forth across the canvas. One of the primary reasons we do this is to try to make sure that we get a full coverage, that no area is left unsealed, uncovered, that everything gets paint. That's what we want, everything to get paint. Whether it's just in this base coat, or whether it's later when we get more of the details on. We want to make sure that the entire surface gets a nice layer. We don't want to put our good colors just right on top of bare canvas. I mean, we can if we want to, and that is a perfectly reasonable way to do this. But, you know, just having something there, something to work with, just to desaturate some of our pigments and to give a little more interest to the piece, that's really what we want. We want something with depth, something with real weight. All right. It's a good base coat already. Thank you so much. All right. And if you're in the chat right now, please say hello. Say hello. Whoever is there, say hi. Say how you doing. Say hello. I'd much appreciate even a hi there. All right. Well, there we go for that. We have a little bit of a base on there. We're going to get rid of that first brush. Now, since I haven't heard any other colors, but I was going ahead, I haven't heard any other suggestions for colors, but we do have a suggestion for red. So we're going to go ahead and we're actually going to get red. We're going to start working this in. We're just going to start off with just a basic red. Nothing extreme. Nice, basic. I have cap strength steel paintbrushes. Let's just get that right away. Right from the get-go. We don't want cats in our brushes, do we? But now that I have this brush in hand, it looks like the cat picked my next brush. I'm gonna have to be more mindful because I'm talking away and you know, something's just flubbing a little bit. Alright, so the cat just picked my next brush for me, which is this long round tip brush. So we're gonna use that for our red. I'm actually going to go ahead and make sure I don't have too much here. Let's start right here. I'm going to use just kind of a little sweeping motion here and slowly drag this red out so that it actually really quickly dulls away. If you are here for the first time, you know, these are abstract pieces we usually do. Nothing in particular planned. It occurs as it occurs, and that's most of the fun, really. You know, the piece goes through its whole conceptualization here. In the background, we have Baba singing us a song again. That meowing in the background is my cat, Baba Yaga. We're just going to go ahead and work that out. I'm going to go a little bit thicker and darker up on the top. We don't know what we're doing yet. But I actually just want to go ahead and get a lot of this red right up here. I'm feeling like going heavy on the red. We're going to find out what's happening soon, right? Thank you for the emotes. So I really like that right now. And then I'm going to get really heavy on the red again right here. To continue to make this kind of dragged out line that's moving backwards. Now as the red is kind of covering like the top, not quite half, but almost half of the canvas, we're going to go ahead and we're going to spread it out. We're going to use that white base that's already in there with that pre-existing coating and moisture to help us really spread the paint on. Finding Cherry is, well, you know what? Here's to hoping that Finding Cherry shows up. You never know where she could be. But we're getting right into this. So we actually already have kind of a scene going on. Something is occurring. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to try to use up some more of this red right down here. And I'm going to again just like feather this brush back and forth, going backward kind of as we go. Right. Really have something going on here. I'm going to wait to see if we have any more color suggestions, but if we don't, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to grab another color, and we're going to keep working. Always good to be a little patient. Of course, one of the wonderful things about these paintings is that they're always inspired by the day. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know where we're going to go. And we find out together. Alright, I haven't gotten any other suggestions, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab a paint. I'm just going to grab one right out, and we're going to see what it is, and we're going to work with it. Alright, the next one we have actually just grabbed at random is called Melted Chocolate. See if you can see that right there. Melted Chocolate. Now, melted chocolate is a bit dark, it's a bit rich, so we're not going to use a lot. But we have the melted chocolate, and what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to grab another one of these long round brushes. You can see that. Round tip brush. And with this, actually I'm going to go ahead. First I'm going to, there we go. And we're just going to try to use it to stipple right along this red line. Where kind of we're getting this horizon sorts. We're just going to go ahead and use little padding stippling strokes right here. I'm going to go a little heavier on this one side. I'm actually going to move over a little bit that way. And then I'm going to move this way. And I'm just going on either side of the red that's been pulled through the center. And we're just using these little stippling, fast kind of movements here. I'm actually going to go ahead like that. Come further on this side. I'm actually going to go up a little bit higher. I'm using the edge of the brush on this side. And then between those stipples, I'm going to go ahead and just do some quick pull downs at the edge of the brush. I'm going to move over to this side, and then a few more. Alright, kind of have something going on here. Let's go ahead, we're going to move to our next color. Actually, there's one thing I'm going to do before we move to our next color. I'm going to grab a little bit more of this, and then I'm just going to go ahead and put a whole bunch of little quick round patches all over on either side. Not trying to cover anything, I'm just putting some random ones on there. I'm going to wait a moment, see if someone suggests a color. If no one does, we're going to go ahead, we're going to move on to the next one. Just have to wait ourselves a moment here. I'm very patient. Lemon. Lemon. Alright, lemon. That is what you said, lemon. Alright. Let's see what we have in the family of lemon. We have that really bright yellow, which is not what we want. Alright. So, what we're going to use here, hopefully you can see that. That is a yellow. It's actually called yellow flame, but when you say lemon, I have to get as close as I can. And this is kind of a pale yellow, but it has a lot of body to it. So we're going to use that. Does that really, that feels like a lemon to me. Feels like a lemon to me. Alright, so let's see what brush we're going to use here. I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to use this big 3-inch flat brush. This is a hair brush, so you can actually see. And when I say hair, I don't mean for brushing your hair. I mean it's made of a bunch of hair fiber type things. They're synthetic, but it gets that kind of wispy feel to it. So this is a 3-inch flat hair brush, or hair bristled brush. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to get some yellow kind of all across the way on this. And you know what? We're going to do that. Go ahead using these long side-to-side strokes. And now that's right there. And then we're going to come up on this top side of the red. And we're going to do that. We're just dragging back and forth. And as you notice, you're not getting like anything solid. We're just getting these long streaks of color. Now I do realize, looking that the camera is not showing this right. So, but that's because of my lighting, I think. So I don't know if you can actually see that color. If you can, let me know. If you can't, let me know. But we're actually going to put more of it right down here. These long streaks. Oh, appear to have stepped in something sharp. Don't know what it is. You can? Good, 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 good. I'm going to have to find out what's in my foot in a little bit, because I think I just got a sliver or something in there. I don't know. We're going to find out. But we got something kind of interesting going on here. I'm really liking it. Some, I don't know, I have a feeling to it, doesn't it? Some sort of good feeling. Just one moment. Thank you for the emotes. Ouch. Yeah, it's not super comfortable. All right. Now we already kind of have something interesting going on here. I really like it. I'm really enjoying this. We're gonna see what the next parts of it are. What do you think? Now, I haven't gotten any suggestions, but I'm actually going to make my own choice here. Not that one. Just because I see something that naturally is telling me you should do this. So what I'm going to actually be doing is I'm going to be taking this kind of medium green. And for those watching, you can kind of see it. It's a medium green for those listening. It's like it's a darker medium green. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to go ahead, and once I find it, I'm going to take this round tip brush. It's a short round tip, and it's actually a fat round tip. So it's a short fat round tip. We're going to take this right here, and I'm going to mix a little bit of that yellow in with the green. I'm going to do it right on the brush. I want to actually take that medium green, and I want to just give it a slight, just a slight bit of yellow tint to it. Need a schooner. A schooner. Alright, now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take that, and just like I did with the melted chocolate, I'm actually going to stipple it up here. On all this melted chocolate, I'm going to just kind of put a little stipple cover, and then I'm going to get a little bit more of that yellow. And I'm going to come and I'm going to stipple that up along the edges, and then I'm going to stipple that over on the other side. A little bit more of it where the Alright. And then I'm actually going to take a little bit of that yellow and just brush it in here. I don't know if you can see what that's doing. So I'm going to say, what I'm doing is I'm blending the base of the melted chocolate, the yellow, and that medium green that I've mixed with the plain yellow. And I'm just kind of pulling it back and forth. We're just blending it into this edge. Alright, now I'm actually going to take a little bit, just a little bit of this chocolate brown, this melted chocolate. I'm going to thin it out a little on the brush, and then I'm going to drag that right up at the base of that, and we're just going to kind of blend there. And then I'm going to pull it down a little bit, blend it out, blend it out, blend it out. I'm going to pull it right across the whole thing, blend it up, blend it up, blend it out. And now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to grab yet a different brush. In this case, I'm actually going to get this fantail brush. Okay, you can see that right there. So this is a fantail brush, and this is actually a number 3 fan. Alright, now that I have this, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take some of this red that we still have. Alright, and what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to drag it back and forth over top of everything that we've already blended. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a little more red up on top. Now that I've done that, I'm actually going to go ahead no kitties tonight? Yeah, there's tons of kitties everywhere. They're wandering around, they're meowing. They're having a good time. Alright. It's only 6:03 and look at how far we are. Is that right? Yeah, it's only 6:03. Look at how far we are already. I have cats being slightly naughty, not far away from us. Now, there is one thing I want to try to adjust. I want to see if it's possible. Just one second. I apologize, but only a little. Because there's something I want to see. There's no active filter on that. Sometimes I do things like have light adjusting filters to try to make these images easier to see. I mean, I don't actually have one tonight, but what I'm going to be doing here is just, I'm actually going to make myself a little bigger on this side. And hopefully you're going to get a nice view from two different angles. So just a little adjustment. Hopefully that helps out. Do let me know in the chat if you can. But I just want to make sure that you get the most view possible of this piece. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good view. Hopefully you do too. We've kind of done a 50-50 on the screen. One, which is a better view of the canvas, and another where you can see the canvas from a different angle. And you can also see me painting away. And hopefully that works. Much better. Great. That is exactly what I need to know. Thank you so much. Now, for nice job. Thank you so much. What we're actually going to be doing next is we're going to actually add a slight bit of black. Now, I know I haven't been taking as many suggestions tonight, but, you know, black is too black. We're going to actually use a deep violet. Black is just too dark. Just too dark. So we're going to actually use a deep violet for the next part. And for this next part, what I'm actually going to be doing is I'm going to use a palette knife, and it's just an acute angled palette knife. I know it's a little harder to see because of the way I've changed it, but it's just an acute angled palette knife, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using that to just add a little bit of deep violet here. And when I say a little bit, I really mean, you know, a little bit. We're not going to add a whole lot, but it's not necessarily about how much we're adding, but how we're adding it. And you can see I'm just kind of working it through some of these areas that I've already blended up near kind of the center point of this whole piece. But also down here in our foreground, and we're just kind of working it through. Alright, now that I've done that, just a little bit, you can see there's just a slight change here. Just a slight change. I'm actually going to be grabbing, what is this? This is actually, I think, a number 5. This is a number 5 square tip brush. See that? Number 5 square tip brush. And we're going to take a little bit more of that deep violet. And work it into the sky. Now I know this looks really dark on the offset, and it really is, but what we're going to do is we're just using a little bit, and I'm really just using these long sweeping movements to get it up throughout here. I'm now going to take just the slightest bit of water, just a slight bit. Try to barely have any, and I'm going to get that on the brush. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use that to blend this even more up here. So let me take you on a little mental journey, if I can. We're going somewhere unexpected. Now you see I've blended this in more, so the melted chocolate, the yellow, the red, the greens up here are kind of forming a distinct kind of shore, or maybe even a horizon. We now have something happening. We have an image. Hopefully you enjoy it. Because now we actually have something taking shape, don't we? This is something before our very eyes. Alright. Now, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to set down my palette for just a moment. And not knock it over when I turn. Not knock my painting over when I turn. We have something taking shape here. It's really interesting. It's really visually compelling, in my opinion. And hopefully you feel the same. Just need to make another little adjustment here. I know that it's not the easiest thing right now to see. There we go. That should make that a little easier, hopefully. Alright. So we're looking down an additional 50 minutes of painting, give or take. This is a really special piece. It's really interesting. We're coming to a place. There's a scary ghost face in the right-hand bottom. Alright. According to 6 in the house here, there's a scary ghost face in the right-hand bottom. Love it, but thought you should know. Thank you for letting us all know. And now that you say that, I can kind of see it. Yeah, it's right there. But I'm liking this. It's very nice. I find this piece has actually gone ahead and unfolded rather quickly. We're getting not only a story, something to see, but we're getting an understanding where we are. As abstract as it might be, it almost feels like we are in a place, doesn't it? I like that. And I hope you do too. We're going to take a little midstream moment. Just a quick little extra in the horn. Just a little, just a little. Just a little. That's all we need, right? Since I'm doing that. I know. I'm playing with what you can see a lot more than normal today, but whoop, just gonna do that for a minute. I'd like to thank you so much for being here. I mean, we have the bestest of times. And I'd like to thank you for your continued support of your Saturday night, these art nights, and all the fun that we had together. This drink, of course, is for all of you. Oh, that was quick. We're not even done. Not even done. Don't worry. It's too soon to be done. Too soon, and there's actually a lot here that's unpainted still. So we got some more stuff we're going to do. We're just taking a quick little horn break. A quick little horn break. Why? So that I can actually just remind all of you that I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for enjoying these wonderful streams. Thank you for enjoying this wonderful art time we spent together. Whether it's film, art, games, time by the river, whatever it is. Thank you for being here with me. Quick horn break. Thank you so much. Now, we still have some things to decide here. Because I don't know how much you can tell, but there's actually still some white space here. And some white space here. I know it looks kind of like there's color to it, but there's not really enough color yet, is there? Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so we're going to go ahead, try to make some decisions, try to see where we're going from this point. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Now, let's go ahead, make a little jump back this way. So we can we can start to work on these remaining white spaces that are here. And this painting is pretty dark. There's a lot of dark coloration here, which is fine. It's totally fine, but I think that we can give this more life. More life. And that is exactly what I am about to do. So, I'm actually going to find this one. Where is it? Where is it? I'm looking for a very particular color. Hopefully I can find it quickly. Ah! Here we go! Now we're actually going to end up now using a little bit of what is called bright blue. For those of you watching, there it is in the camera. I know you can't see that color as good as I'd like. I don't know. Let's see if that helps. Bright blue. Alright. I just got a whole bunch of flame yellow on my thumb. We're not going to worry about that. Now, I know it's called bright blue, but bright blue is actually a bit darker than you would think. So for this, I'm actually going to use this number 10. This number 10 brush, which, there we go. Number 10 brush. Don't want too much right away, but what we're going to do, we're going to start low in this lower left-hand corner. Trying not to have it be too thick. I'm actually going to be working this backwards. And at the same time, I want to try to blend these colors together. Now, I know what I'm doing right now is really taking a lot of that darkness away, but don't worry, we're going to go backwards. We're going to make sure everything is really well blended. One of the biggest reasons to do this is what we're going to do is we're going to create a balance. And as you can see, I've gone down into the right-hand corner, the lower right-hand corner, and again, we're working backward. Now on this side, I'm actually going to use bigger stroking movements, and I'm going to try to use just the tip of the brush as much as I can. We're going to work our way up, and now this is actually the only point where I'm going to go fully across with the blue, and I'm going to work it up into that blended area. Alright, now if I back away, now you can get a look at how that appears on camera. We're blending in. Now that I've done that, brush. I'm going to be taking this round tip, this fat round tip, I'm going to get a little more of that violet on it. And I'm going to start at the midline, and I'm going to work down ever so slightly, but only a little. I'm actually going to go all the way to the edges, but I'm going to work just a little bit. Creasy movements there. Alright. Now, we do have just a touch of that flame yellow. Trying to make things change quickly. sometimes unexpectedly. Now we're going to actually go ahead and take a little bit more flame yellow. Ooh. Well, that was more than I intended, but don't worry, we'll work with it. I'm going to take another long flat brush. Let's see that. Long flat brush. See, what we've done is we've actually added the opportunity to turn the world upside down. As an artist, you have the opportunity to change everything. Nothing is what it seems. Everything has the chance to change. Now, I'm actually going to be doing here really quick once I grab some. Now these stippling motions I'm doing across here with this green is just adding a mid-ground but also a different tonal shift. Hopefully it looks nice. I'm going to get a little bit of that flame yellow. I'm going to go ahead and do that across there. And then we're going to do a little more of this. And then we're going to go ahead with our brush tip, so that those colors sink into our mid-ground. Alright. Now this is a good bit of magic right here if you look at it. Nothing here has remained the way it was. And that's okay. That's part of what we want. The only part. Only part. Now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to grab some more of my white. I'm going to grab one of these long brushes again. Take a little bit of this white. Not too much, not too much. We don't want too much. I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of it into the sky. Because I see this now as a sky. Doesn't mean it is. You decide what this is, not me. Your eyes decide what this is, not me. We're going to go ahead. We're going to work some into this lower area. Not too much, not too much. Baba Yaga is singing us the song of her people. Alright. We've really come a far way from where we begun, haven't we? So far. But you know, that's part of this intrigue of making any piece. You start one place and you just keep moving. You don't know where you're going to end up. Could be anywhere. Be happy to hear any thoughts, comments, ideas. We still have a lot of time together. Let's see if that does not work. I'm trying to think of the best way to position this to really show it. But you know what? I have to just admit I'm limited on the way I can show this to everyone. But there's still possibilities. You don't know where it's going to go. I don't know where it's going to go. We don't know if it's done. But we still have time. So it could be, or it could not be. I'd like to hear some more commentary. Anyone who's currently watching, you know, just go ahead and feel free to throw out any thoughts. I'm actually going to go ahead and do something because I want to try to make sure that you get the best possible view of this piece you can. I'm actually going to turn on an additional light and see if that allows you to better see what's on the canvas. Wasn't going to, but I want to try to really make this as clear as I can. Boop. I know that complete. Oh, wow. 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 That was unexpected. Turning on that extra light. What? That completely changes the way everything looks on this. Wow. Huh. That was unexpected. Turn. That was entirely unexpected. Well, thank you very much for your compliments. Thank you so very much for being here. I don't know if I want to do anything more to this. I honestly don't know. I'm in this weird place where I'm like, oh, what could I possibly do? I don't know. Leave it alone, it's wonderful. This is a good one, isn't it? Right. Yeah, I'm not adding anything more to this. Except one thing. One little thing. Just one moment. Not my best signature, but it's on. This piece cannot be touched anymore, no matter what might come into my mind later. It's beautiful. Thank you so much for being here, folks. I'm so grateful to all of you. One little adjustment here. Yeah, sorry. Just gonna have to be patient. We've made something just amazing together. Pretty dang happy. 24 minutes to spare for the evening, but I think the best idea is to go ahead, fill the horn a little, and have a drink, and wish you a wonderful Saturday night. This piece I'm really proud of. I didn't see this coming. I just worked with what the canvas said, and you know, very happy with it. Very happy. Cheers to you. Cheers to this wonderful piece. Just cheers, everyone. Can't help but actually just kind of look and just be like, once the light goes on, that's like, it's very unexpected, incredibly unexpected. I'm going to, what I'm actually going to do in the future for the next art night is I'm going to do the same thing, is I'm going to paint with just our purple lights, and then when we're done, we're going to turn on the overhead light, and we're going to see what it looks like. You know? I think that's a good way for us to approach the next piece, the next time we get together for an art night. And, whew, thank you for the emotes. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you, Silver Fox. This was so much fun. Thank you for all the emotes. Thank you for being here. Normally, I just kind of hang out for a while, but I don't know. I think this speaks for itself, and I really appreciate this fun with all of you. That's the last horn of the night. Listen. Take care. Be well. Be excellent. This painting is going to be listed up on my art website in the near future. And it's I'm very happy. Very happy. So I will see you all again very soon. I'm going to get out of here, though, a little early. We're already done. I'm so glad that we just kind of kept going. And at the same time, I'm glad that we're stopping here. Oh. All right. Be well, everyone. And make sure. Oh, all right. I'm gonna stand right here. You're awesome. You're awesome for being here. You're all awesome. Thank you for being here. I'm getting out of here though, a little earlier than intended, and what we've made together is spectacular. Good night, everyone. See you all again soon.